1989. I was born in a little town in the east part of Slovakia. I was probably 8 years old when I just tried wrestling for the very first time. I remember walking through the gym door and all I can hear was coach voice yelling at the kids, and I'll never forget that sound of the wrestling boots on the mat. Still gives me goosebumps till now. Immediately I wanted to leave the gym. I was really intimidated. My mom just forced me to stay and join the class with the other kids. That was probably the best thing she ever done for me. Immediately I fell in love with wrestling and I've never lost my passion for it. For the next few years, all I did was training. From the beginning, I used to train 3 times a week, but every single day after the training, I came back home, put all the blankets on the floor, and I wrestled with my brother Pavol for hours. Only judge we had was our mom, and I have to admit it must have been really difficult for her to decide which of your sons is better, so it's always ended up being a draw. That was the time that me and Pavol became the best training partners, and since then we never stopped training together, wrestling, lifting the weights, running. All the training we did was always together. I really appreciate that because Pavol is one of the strongest people I ever met in my life, and he always had ability to push me to my max, force me to do 1 mile more, 1 extra rep, 1 extra minute on the mat, and I think he made me stronger in the life and in the sport as well. I remember going for my first wrestling comp. I was 8 years old. I've trained for about a month. I was very excited. All my friends and me went together. I had no wrestling boots or wrestling singlet. All I had was just a pair of old red shorts my coach gave me. That was the only thing I had. It didn't change much. I was still very excited. Unfortunately, I ended up losing my first match. The guy was a lot better than me, a lot more experience. He pinned me on the mat and I couldn't do anything that I practiced. I was devastated. I was sitting there with my friends, crying, but I got up. Even though I've lost, I've learned very important lesson from losing: to get up, shake your opponent's hand and give him respect. You want to be the best, you want to train harder and become better and better every day, so next time you're competing, you're versing that kid, you just want to beat him and you want to be the best. I moved to Australia in 2011. After about 2 months, I found Darkside MMA gym, met Andy and Euro. I went there Wednesday lunchtime because the wrestling was on. Yeah, it was actually only me in the class, so I was training with Andy. I thought I'm the best wrestler ever, but we did submission wrestling, which I've never done before, and Andy just tapped me out a few times, and I couldn't believe. I thought I know everything about the wrestling. There was suddenly someone who wasn't training as much as me, but he was still a lot better. Personally, I took it as a new challenge, and I know freestyle wrestling is not big in Australia at all, so I said I'm gonna do everything to become the best in the submission wrestling. My name is Pavol Sadecky, and I'm a wrestler.
It's February and it feels like the year's already running away from us. It's a huge year for us. We've got one of our coaches, Peter, competing. I've been coaching him now for 4 years. It's his 6th professional bout. This one we need to win by knockout. We've had some issues finding him an opponent, but I think the promoter that I've got that's promoting Pete, he's going to find him an opponent for this fight. The wrestling team has been training amazingly well. Their intensity in their training sessions and their sparring sessions has gone to the next level. So I don't see them failing or even doing poorly in the upcoming tournament. Daniel happens to be the captain of the wrestling team, also one of the coaches here. He's an outstanding grappler, not just a wrestler, and that transition has been a little bit of a long road for him, but his level has improved, dramatically. We're hoping that he can win the Australian title again. Last year he went undefeated. He was also in the World Cup for ISCA and he won that. It's really difficult to sort of get matches for Daniel as far as grappling is concerned because he really is at another level. So we're hoping that this year he can compete in a lot of crossover, no-gi grappling competitions. So this first one's really important. We want to get a good start to his year, and then we're going to keep him busy as well as the grappling team. It's not all good news for the year, I suppose. Pavol, one of our coaches, he's leaving for the UK and the US. As a martial artist, I think you need to sort of explore your options, and every journey is different. And Pavol has decided to sort of go and train in other places and see what there is on offer. We're going to miss him dearly. He's not just one of our team members, he's family. Pavol has become the fabric of this gym, and he's hard to replace as an athlete or a family member. So we're really going to miss him.
Tonight we are in Newtown at a very famous burger joint called Mary's. For us it's the last chance to grab a meal together and have a kind of family dinner together. It's all of us, flatmates, James, Martin and Pavol. It's more exciting because James has been on vegan diet for the last 6 weeks, and I guarantee you as soon as he sees the food, burgers and meat, he's gonna sweat and he's gonna get it done in like 3 seconds without putting it down. This weekend was pretty crazy. Pavol was trying to catch up with all his friends in Australia, but this dinner, it's something else for us. It's only us flatmates. We are so far away from home. It always feels like we have a family because the guys around us become our second family.
On the one thing, trying to do everything and ending up with nothing. I wish I could focus on the one thing, trying to do everything and ending up with nothing.
And then he went back. Yeah, of course. I need it. It's Saturday. We're 2 weeks away from Pete's fight, and we're here in Wollongong at Dragon Fit. The guys at Dragon Fit have been kind enough to offer us the facility as well as the fighters. The guys here are quite good Muay Thai fighters and kickboxers. They do have some boxes here, so Pete gets a bit of variety. We come out here for a specific reason, and that is to give Pete more of that fight experience. He has to come out the day before, he has to sort of prepare himself mentally before he gets here. So when we get in the gym, there's that fight atmosphere, there's that sort of fight feel. You know, it's familiar, but not really too familiar, just like the place where we fight at. He can get sparring in Sydney, but the ability for him to come here and to spar people on their home turf, so far from home, and having the pressure and the nerves to come out here, it makes it a little bit more intense, a little bit more like a fight night feel. So it's quite good to see the interaction that he has with me. It's a little bit different than it is at our gym, or even anywhere in Sydney for that matter. It feels a little bit more formal and it feels a little bit more structured. So when he comes here, he's got to sort of switch on, and it's good because it gives us that game day sort of preparation. And I think it's been working very well. All right, good. We need to keep pursuing this. What we need to work on today is punch power, the ability to land a right hand, uppercut right hand. We've been working with this young boy, and he's actually really good. He's got quite a tight guard, so you can't really land too many hooks on him. Too many power punches don't go through. So we've been trying to work the timing. As Pete gets the angle, trying to work the timing. Also looking for a lead uppercut right hook or overhand right, so we can see whether or not that power can sort of transition into a fight against a much taller opponent with reach. And also working on ranging, making sure that specifically his ranging's quite right so that he's not jumping too far in or staying too far back.
Last round, guys.
Yeah, today Pete performed excellently. His uppercut, lead uppercut right hook, his timing, his angle punching, it was spot on. There are a few little bits we have to work on. Most importantly, his distance closing. So we've got about a week and a half to work on it, and I'm pretty sure with Pete's ability, we are going to be spot on. So.
Thanks guys so much. Take care, mate.
First fight for 2015. It's been a tough training camp this time around. Been training very hard. Heaps of sparring, getting the weight under control. It's good to have days off like this and just come down to the beach with the boys and just get your mind off the fight and training, because that's what you do every day. You need to rest and have some fun.
Matthew is about to do anything more in terms of revolutions than a 360. So as he jumps, he can't somersault land on his feet. He has to either land anywhere from his balls to his face, at least. Oh! That's not going to be my head on the pit. Yeah! That was a pretty cool flip. It was a great nap.
I didn't pay anything.
I look forward to Mondays because it's my chance to teach my class. I always try to mix it up. It's always something different. It's an opportunity to give back. It's not all about me. It's for me to pass some knowledge on, help the boys out, get amongst them, but more focus on them. Today we had a new guy, so fairly basic drills in the ring. I jumped in too, because that drill makes me sweat, help on me cutting weight. I'm about a week out from my fight. I'm sitting about 79 kilos, so I have to lose 3 kilos by next Friday, which is easy, no problem at all. I'm happy with where I'm sitting. Just don't go crazy and eat too much, I'll be fine. Everything's on track. Good today, very high intensity, everyone pushed it and pretty happy.
Just a plane ride between me and where I should be, and a kiss between you and I where we could be holding hands and like holding on to my dream. And if we say goodbye, it doesn't have to be for good. And I could write you a letter, but I don't wanna change my mind about the love I left behind. I don't wanna
This morning was very hard for me. I knew for a quite long time that Pavol's gonna leave, but I've never really realized it. And this morning he went to the airport and I couldn't be there for my brother. Unfortunately, I had to work. I really wanted to be there for him, but I couldn't. I really think he understands that. He got up with me at 5 in the morning, shook our hands, give each other a hug. I wish him all the best, and most of the guys are going there with him. And I think he really deserved it because he was one of the most respected guys in the gym. Because of his way of life, no matter what, he was always in the gym, raining, sunshine. He was sick, he was happy, he was sad. No matter what, he would always show up in the gym.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'm sad that Pavol is leaving, but on the other hand, I realize he needs to figure out what he wants to do and where he wants to go in life. It makes me sad because we grew up together. We lived in the same room for over 20 years. Then we moved out of our mom's house. We had a little tiny little apartment, so again we lived in the same room. Then we moved to Australia. We didn't have enough money to afford have a big apartment, so again we stayed in one room. And I think that's one of the things that brought us really close. And we always been close friends, training partners, support each other.
write me a letter, but please don't make me change my mind
We've been through tough times, we've been through happy times, but no matter what, we always stick together as brothers should. And I hope that Pavol will be back one day.
It's Friday night, and unusually we're the first fight up, so we've only got a little bit of time to warm Pete up. But he's looking a little bit different tonight. He's looking very focused and very, very sharp. I think it helps that the training camp was outstanding. So I'm going to go in, get him ready, and I predict a second round knockout. So hopefully it comes true.
Hard work to get here tonight. They're not only fighting hard, they're entertaining us. And at the end of the night, we want them all to go home to their loved ones. We pray that you will bless them, protect them, and send them home. We pray this in your name. Amen.
Tonight was my first fight of 2015. I trained harder than ever, put in extra work, new year, new focus, new everything. This year was important for me because I want to stamp my ground as a middleweight contender. It's the year to do it, and I'm showing that I'm not mucking around this year. I'm all about business. I felt amazing tonight. I felt safe, focused more than ever. I got my diet right, got my food right, and it's paying off in the ring. First round was a feel-out round because he was pretty tall. I wanted to see how far he could hit me from and how hard he could hit. Just make little calculations in my head and then really try put my power down. My girlfriend Alona, she said I look different this year, especially this fight, like a new focus, and I look really zoned in. And the night before we went to dinner and she asked me what I thought was going to happen. I knew deep down I was going to stop him. I feel like now I've got the power and I can start delivering it. And I've been working extra hard with Euro and my training and my trainers, and I knew I was going to stop him. So first round I just stayed nice and tight, tried to box him, saw he had some holes, and then second round came out and tried to fill those holes. My offense was good, I was just waiting for the right moment, and I saw it and I took it, and it was the end of the fight. And this is how it's going to be this year. I love having my woman and my family by my side, especially when I'm fighting. I look to them and they give me energy. I do this for me, but I also do it for them.
What I tell you, second round knockout. Predicted, delivered, achieved. So bring on the next one. And with the current intensity, it's going to be an easy fight.
Georgiou. Charlie Lucas scored the contest 59 to 55 to Peter Georgiou. Max Murphy 57 even. Kevin Hogan 60-55. Victory to the blue corner. Peter Georgiou. And please keep the applause going for John Hallaby out of the red corner. It's a long time out of the ring, 16 months, and I'll tell you what, he'll be good at that. Thank you to Pavol Sadecky.
Today is Sunday. It's the day of the Iskakon, and to be honest, I don't really feel like competing. My work's been pretty crazy recently, and I haven't had time to train as much as I wanted to. But I know once I get there and I see my mates Jacob, Martin and Matt, everything will change. And I also know me competing means a lot to them, and I don't want to let the boys down. For Martin and Jacob, today was the second submission grappling tournament. They both did really well. Martin won his match on points. Jacob had 2 matches. He won them both on the points. In the second one, he was former Darkside member, but he easily dominated his weight category. Matt and I have done a few of these comps already, so the expectations were quite high. Matt had 2 matches. He won them both by submission, and unfortunately, I only had 1 guy in my weight category, but I won by submission, and all the Darkside members dominated the tournament. After competition, we all went to grab some food. While we were on the table, I rang my brother Pavol to tell him all the good news, but surprisingly, he had the good news for us as well. Just 1 day before us, he was competing in New Jersey in the United States in a submission grappling tournament, and he came second. I think it's a really good effort, and I'm really happy for him because competitions in America are generally a lot harder than in Australia. After a hard weekend of fights, all 6 boys did amazingly, but as always, we need to keep training because there's always competition around the corner, and we want to stay the best.
So here we are, beautiful Rushcutters Bay, a beautiful day. Just taking the boys through some training to keep them fresh. Daniel, after his last comp, he was asked to fight on an urban fight night, and anybody that knows the fight game knows that people pull out at the last minute, and he had two people pull out, which isn't surprising. If I was having to fight him, I'd probably do the same thing. They're probably a bit scared. But the good thing is he's mentally ready all the time. We have him on 3-month blocks of training, 3 to 6 months, and so he's ready. Physically, it's never an issue, but mentally, what makes him such an aggressive competitor is that he doesn't ever lose focus. He's always on point. So today's one of those things. We're taking him down here, keep him sharp, keep him fresh, so him and Pete can be ready to fight anytime, any place, anyone. Tight, so more fluid, more fluid. Exactly, yeah. Come up, sit through. So our plan moving forward with Daniel is he's a progressive athlete, which most fighters they try and be, but they're not. They think if they train hard that it will happen, and it just doesn't. The thing with Daniel is his mindset means he's ahead of the game the whole time, and he wants to be ahead of the game. So we've got Pete going to Russia in about a month's time, so he's over there for a couple of months. And what Daniel needs to be looking at now, and a few of the other boys as well as a collective, is that people in Australia won't come over here to fight them, so
we'll go to them and we'll travel across Australia, finding the best of the best and beating them. And then when they're all done, we'll take over the world.
When I met my coach Georgiou, he told me something that I've known for all my life, but never really put into words. Motivation is for a moment, discipline lasts forever. I lived that for all my life, and I really believe that hard work always pays off. My name is Pavol Sadecky, and I'm a wrestler.